My name is Nnenna Elendu Ukeje, member representing Bender Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank the author of this bill. And the reason for that, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that what this bill seeks to do is to help us technologically advance the way in which we investigate issues for the resolution of criminal matters. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the recent past, everywhere in the world, DNA profiling has been used ostensibly to find solutions to sexual cases, sexual offenses cases, and of course to murder cases. And so the benefits of this bill are without question, Mr. Speaker, but I would like for us to look at the cost implication of the bill. In the UK, for instance, for them to build a database, it costs the UK Home Office £200 million. And they have the largest database of 2.6 million criminals. Mr. Speaker, sir, this was built over time. So for me, the cost implications of building that database would be something that I'm hoping that when we go to speak to in the committee would be looked at. Mr. Speaker, another concern that I have, even though I know that it is something that we must do, is to look at existing acts and the way in which this affects them. The Evidence Act, the Child Rights Act, the Right to Privacy Act, the Right to Medical Privacy Act. I think it's important for us to look at the areas of convergence and the areas of divergence between the collection of DNA and those acts. Another place I'd like for us to also look at is the checks and balances and the protection of this DNA. Now, of course, a lot of DNA samples will be kept as well as the database. The question is, are we going to only look at suspects? And if we look at suspects and the people are cleared by a competent court of law, what is the process?
Silence, please. Order, honorable members, please take your seat. Please, honorable members, order, please.
Is that if we take hair and saliva samples, for instance, from a suspect, and he's cleared of the alleged crimes, what is the process by which his name is struck off the database? Do we have the process to do that? Do we want to only collect a database of known criminals or a database of suspects, or people who are people of interest? And so I think that I agree, because of course the Interpol has said that there are 77 states in the world who have DNA, who perform DNA. 41 of those states have a national database, and the ones that do not have are striving to have. So it is desirable, especially in a country, especially this parliament that has passed the law on international assistance in criminal matters, that if we were to have a DNA base, for instance, that we will be able to deal with criminals that cut across different jurisdictions. It is desirable, but I think that it's also important that while we look at the bill, we look, like I said, at the financial, at the legal, and the ethical issues around the control and the ownership of DNA. So I'd of course like my colleagues to support this
Silence,
motion,
please.
because it is...
Honorable EJ. Honorable EJ, please take your seat.
I'd like my colleagues to support this
Silence,
motion because
please.
it is the way
Please.
of the future as far as investigations are concerned. But I would also like that as we look at those issues, that we look, like I said, at cost, at the ethical issues, and at the legal issues that will surround all the issues that are concerned within this bill. Thank you very much.
Honorable Toby.